Hello friends, this is Bilal Haider and today I'm actually going to talk about a data structure which is called array in JavaScript. Okay, so array is a data structure. Basically, you organize your data together in an array and you can store that array inside of a variable or a constant. Okay, so let's say I have a few users. Okay, then what I can do, I can store their usernames in an array like this. So this way I'll know that I'm storing the username, so they are basically similar data, so I can put them inside an array and use them in my programs. Okay, so it can also be used to organize data together for one single user. So here you can see I created an array here and I'm storing the user's username, user's age, what interests he has, and what's his gender. So basically arrays can be used to store similar data and together, so that we know that this array contains the data of a user, or this array contains the data of a usernames. Right, so um, this is one way to this is the way we can create arrays. You start with the square brackets like this, then you start adding your data in it, separated by the comma. Okay, then after you have inserted your data, then you can close the array with the closing square bracket like so. So now if I go ahead and I do a console log here, and let me see what our users variable has in it. Okay, so if I want to console log the users, then you will see that it has the array. And to access an individual element in an array, what we can do is we can um, use it like this. So we say user and 0. Okay, if I want to access the first element, I can do so by writing this variable like this. Okay, so I put users, the variable, then I put the square bracket, then I put what index I want. Okay, so in this case I want 0th index, so it's going to return me this value. One more thing, keep in mind that the array, their index starts with 0. Okay, this is a 0th element, this is first element, this is the second element, this is the third element, so and so. So arrays always start with 0th index, and if you want to access the first element, then you need to um, do it like this. So you get the users variable, and then you access the first element with these square brackets like so. So now if I console log this variable, now you'll see that it's going to return me this value. Okay, so it's giving me this value here. So arrays can be very useful when we have large data set. Let's say we have 1000 users registered on our website, and we want to list all the usernames in a list so that we can see who has registered so far. So arrays can be useful for that. We can store all the usernames in arrays in an array. Then we use some kind of iterator or a loop to list them all in on our website or in our application. So arrays can be very useful, especially with loops, and that's what we are going to learn about in the next video. So for now, just keep in mind that array is a data structure that is used to organize your data better. You can put similar data together in an array and then access it later on in your program. So it will be very bad idea to create 100 different variables for 100 different users to store just the username of them. So it's better to create an array like this and put all the usernames in an array, then access it using this method. When if you want to access the first one, then you can access it like so. If you want to access the second one, you can access it like so. And we can also change the value of an array element. So let's say a user is registered with this username and he wants to change its username. So what we can do is we can say users index 0 equals 1, right? So now we have changed this users array, this 0th element here. And now if I go and console log the users array here, you'll see that our value is successfully changed. So you can see our first value was previously it was this. Then later on in the program, because we use let here, that means that this is a variable and it can be changed. So here we changed its value to this new value, and now we are console logging the array here, and it tells us that the value is successfully changed. So how to create an array, we have learned that how to change a specific element. We learned that how to access a specific element in the array. We also learned that, and we also learned that we can organize a user's data in an array, and it's very useful. Yeah, so I think this is all for now about arrays. One more thing is that we can store any value in array, any constant value in an array. We can store strings in an array, we can store numbers in an array, we can store boolean values in an array. So any constant value that you can think of, it can be a member of an array. So I think now we have completed the topic. So I'll see in the next part with the loops, because I had to talk about arrays first, because loops are well, we'll see what loops are in the next video.